Villa Veracino, living the Star Wars life. Hello there everyone, I'm Anaria and today we're going to be taking a look at the Feast of Prosperity event in SWTOR. I've been playing this on a few people's, so I've got a little bit of a feel for how the game goes, but I just wanted to record a full playthrough with my main character, Anaria. So I am on the fleet and I'm just about to pick up the start of the quest from the Festival Crier. He is just in front of the Cartel Bazaar elevator at the top of the Republic fleet.
Matuhumpa, muli rafavaba. Makipuna mali tuta od mishka. Matogawa kiku bakili. Kusa mala chikuta, ikosa mose ala chuta. Upokombak, niji tonka giliski chanaga. Chonki faguta, jiopora, geoto kakise. Oyatuka change kapula.
Okay, so that was the starting cutscene and it leads us to Nar Shaddaa. So I am just going to use the activities window to get to Nar Shaddaa quickly. This way everyone that can fly around using the activities window can do the event. The storyline does require characters to have their own ship, as it includes planets that you can't access through the activities window, like Mekshar and Onderon. Okay, so I am on Nar Shaddaa. I'm just going to quick travel over to the promenade where the main event hub is. One of Anaria's favourite mounts is this Kingpin Predators mount that she won from the Casino Nightlife event a few weeks back. I tried to get it on a few other toons, but it was quite a rare drop. I was very happy to at least get it on my main character. Okay, so we are heading up to the main event hub. As you can see, there are a lot of people here all doing the event. So we're going to start off by talking to Gaborga the Abundant.
Ni ompi budmalia peruana ni bobo, checho paguma. Ju bolawa wuli kumba, omti tokmaki chisa. Ki oba kiri wata bangi danko batoga wata. O kiri moklamki ni atma boshuda. Rundi kapa, kyotopa, pupanda baka mursanita. Nakmanoya choski nawi kuchusu, yo mata chitoya. Va fopaji, wanda humpa, murira ampabula. Ni ompi budmalia peruana ni bobo, checho paguma. Kipuna puchu, rundi kapa, kyotopa, upanda baka mursanita.
Okay, so after talking to Gaborga the Abundant, we're going to go talk to Duba the Magnanimous.
Yes, gorgeous Chanaka, Boomba Gam Chinka. Kaka to Chastina, Kuchusa, no Makta Chimpan Pota. Journalista Chananga, Wachi Kosmai ni Kontina. Fuibani Akatwibi, Ke Bokatum Wanda. Nagula Jiwanduba, Muni, Rava Wampa. How to Punyo is Yawoto. Si Goto. Uno Bonko Chapa, Udman Isa, Chabo, Ikafuan Chalawa. Chizakawa, Kyoto, Bubanda Bakawama. Fuibani Akatwibi, Ke Bokato, Wanda. Medwana Ubikia, Waki Boku, Danko Padoga Lord. Kaka to Chaskin House. Kuchusa Lo Makta Chimpam Pota. Kavatuta Mishkakava. No Dasamaratia.
Okay, so we've talked to the two huts that are running the Feast of Prosperity. After completing that opening cutscene, we get a single-use food launcher, which you can also buy from the vendor. So once we've unlocked the event by doing those opening cutscenes, we see that Gaborga the Abundant gives us a quest that is continuing the storyline. And over here we have 3 quest terminals. This one here on the very right gives us our weeklies. Each weekly includes 3 things to do. So we've got Cantina Rush, Kitchen Duty, World Boss Ingredients, and Ingredient Acquisition, each 3 times. And then there is a weekly that you only have to do the other weeklies 3 times. So you can do any 3 of the 4 or all 4. So if you don't want to do the World Boss, you can still do the weekly by getting the ingredients, the kitchen, and the Cantina Rush dailies. This terminal in the middle, we can see our Cantina Rush and our cooking quests. And over here, this is where we pick up our ingredient quest. Picking up today's ingredient quest, it is ice crystals. That means talking to this one. We can see we're going to go to Hoth. Okay, so I'm going to accept that. So I'm going to see, looks like we've got a few people doing the quest. I'm just going to join a group. Cool, we've got a few people gathering up. The useful thing about doing the world bosses is that most characters in guilds can summon to their spots. So the groups during this event have been filling up pretty fast, as lots of people want to get as much of the event currency as possible. The event currency you will find in your event currencies, it is legacy wide with a cap of 10,000. Completing the weekly gives you 2,500, so it's fairly easy to hit the cap on this if you don't spend it as you earn it. So my other characters have been running the event so I could get a feel for this event, and I've been buying up all the different pieces on my main character here. There is a food launcher, which is a toy similar to the snowballs and tinsel bombs of the Life Day event. There is an overstuffed food sack, which when you put it on puts a food backpack on, which drops food as you run. It lasts for a minute. There is a healing toy where you sit down and sort of meditate about food. There is a chef's hat or feast preparation hat, and then there is a feast attire outfit that has all the pieces of a full set apart from braces. There is a speeder as well, and there you can see my single-use food launcher. The vendor is over here. You'll see that there is a lot to buy. I really like the variety of the event buyables this year. We have got lots of decorations, all themed around the Feast of Prosperity. So there's a lot of food ones, baskets of food, tables, lots of things. There are 2 disguise terminals. There are personnel decorations. There is a pet, earthen herb, 3 different emotes, Feel the Groove, Overeat, and Toast of Prosperity. There is a full gear set here. The Feast of Ingredient Transport, which is similar to a few other speeders that you can get from the cartel market, but this one has a lot of food on the back, so it is unique. There is more decorations of the posters. Another pet, Hairless Mudhorn, inspired by the Mudhorn from the Mandalorian Disney Plus TV show, which will only be available here. So if you're keen for that pet, you have to earn it during the event. We don't know if these vendors will still be here afterwards. There's the toy, the backpack, Refreshment Probe, which is a decoration, the single-use food launcher, which you can buy for $150 if you want to stock up, 2 titles, the finest ingredient and well seasoned. Well seasoned shows up ahead of your character name, the finest ingredient shows up after your character name. And lastly, the Ugnaught Feast Celebrator. There are 2 tacticals here, but considering their cost, they don't give a lot of benefit. There's some speculation they may tweak these, but for now, they only give you a small increase to the amount of tokens you earn, and you would have to run them, the dailies, more than 50 times to earn back the cost of these tacticals, so I haven't bought them. So it looks like my group is filling up well. I'm looking forward to doing the Hoth World boss. It is a unique challenge. It's a little bit different to some of the other world bosses. It has a little bit of a different mechanic. And I'm glad it's not the Balsavas world boss, which has a tendency to, as they say, bug out if you don't kill it in a specific way. So that has caused a little bit of problems during this event, but thankfully it changes every day. So we've had Corellia, Tatooine, Balsavas, Nar Shaddaa, and Hoth. So today's one is Hoth. After I've done this ingredient and world boss, the ingredients are always close to where the world boss is, which is really useful. After I've done these 2 together, I'm going to return back and we're going to take a look at the cooking quests and the Cantina Rush quests. There are a couple of hidden achievements. There's one that's where you start a food fight, which I have already earned during a kitchen quest, and then there is another secret achievement called Spicy, where you get the legacy title Spicy for doing the hard mode Cantina Rush 25 times, the challenge kitchen quest 25 times, and for adding pepper to your cooking quests 75 times. So I just need to do one more hard Cantina Rush, and then I'll hopefully be able to achieve that one before the event ends. The hard mode Cantina Dash does take a little bit of work to make sure that you don't start missing tables. It is a little bit harder. I quite enjoy the cooking ones. I find them, having done them a few times, I'm used to where everything is pretty well. There's about 16 odd ingredients, and you get to know where they are in the kitchen fairly well, as is the daily cooking quests vary a little bit, so it'll ask you for different ingredients, so that's fun. So hoping to get a summons to Hoth pretty soon. You can see everyone else queuing up and waiting for their event quests. This is the Refreshments Probe. The one in game has drinks on it. It's a little different. I kind of wish this Cantina Bar was a decoration that we could get in the game. I quite like it with the awning and the AG 11 heads and the hollow sign at the top. Maybe someday in the future. Once you have finished the complete storyline quest, these little nameplate terminals will show up, one for Gaborga and one for Duba, which will give you the Magnanimous and the Abundant titles. One of the huts is technically more dark side aligned and one of them is more light side aligned, and once you have completed both you can get the titles on everyone. Don't know if those will persist after the event, so I'm grabbing all my characters to make sure that I unlock those titles before the event finishes. So now we're just taking the summons, which will teleport us over to Hoth, so we can fight the world boss for today, which is Snowblind. My main here on Anaria is wearing one of her alternate outfits. It's the resort swimwear with a pink and white dye in it, because it's quite fun, which matches quite well with her sort of purple and blue lightsabers. She has a few alternate outfits, but I do tend to wear this one a fair bit. Someone else over there with the Kingpin Predator mount. It's a really cool beast mount. I like to collect the mounts in the game, so I was super excited that I was able to get one on my main. Hopefully we'll go soon. It has been fun doing a bit more group up content. I tend to be a solo player mostly, or I play with my family members. I don't do as many sort of ops and group content outside of events. So this has been quite fun, teaming up and doing lots of group content during this event. Get the feeling we're going to be going very shortly. And there we go. So Snowblind has this interesting mechanic where it disappears and then everyone tends to group up to get the group AoE heals during the snowstorm that ensues, and then he returns. there. All done. Then we see the ice cap whisker, making sure to double check to make sure that I've picked mine up. So once we've done the boss, we see that there are these clickable crystals, which we will get our ice crystals for the ingredient quest. And for the ice crystals, we need 5 of them. People tend to stay together in the group afterwards so that everyone can loot the same crystal. But if you're a little bit too far away, they won't be clickable, so just gotta wait. They do respawn pretty quickly, so if you find that there is a rush of people grabbing them, it doesn't take too long for them to respawn. Then once I've got all the crystals, I'm going to head back to Nashadar. Oops, I'm in the crystal. There we go. Oops. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm standing too close. Just get myself out. Nope, I'm stuck. Ah, dear. Ah, there we go. Good, it respawned. Okay, I won't do that again. Okay. I can get my companion back out.
Hey.
And I'm going to head back to Nashadar using the activities window. Nice and quick way to travel around. It's also free. Traveling with your ship via the galactic map does have a credit cost for traveling around, so I like to use the activities window because it's quick. So after I quick travel using the activities, I always turn the heroic quest off so that I can reuse it again. It's a little bit laggy around here just due to the sheer number of people that are doing the event, but that makes the grouping up a lot of fun because it means that you're never waiting too long for a group outside of popular gaming hours. So I turned in my world boss quest and my ingredient quests, and that was enough to get me weekly conquest as well, which is great. Okay, so next up I am going to do the cooking quest. So today's cooking quest is braised skate belly. I find it easier to have my companion turned off because they do tend to get a little bit in the way. So let's head in. Now the trick here is to not stand too close to the grill or the pot. I find it's easier to stand back a little bit and throw it. And it's a lot of fun. I can just imagine cooking like this in real life. So you can see in the easy mode, the items are lit up. So you can see exactly what it is that it's asking you to get. So collecting from the stove. And now I'm going to place it on the grill. And you can see the food there cooking on the grill. Looks interesting. I'm going to grab it from the grill and put it here on the station. So now at this point we've got 4 ingredients to add to it. Seasoning combo, sauce, comet dust, which is essentially salt, and the crushed black hole pepper. For the spicy achievement you need to put on pepper 75 times, so I've just gotten the habit of putting pepper on 3 times when I do my basic quest, just so I get that high number. And so the chef droid is judging my food, and that's complete. So once I've done that, I'm going to go pick up the challenge dish. So the challenge dish is a little harder. Instead of having the one ingredient that you need lit up, they are all lit up, and you have to know where they are because there is a timer. So the timer starts when you do the first quest, and then it will turn off and on. Okay, so the root is here. Throw that on the grill. Kibble greens over here in this sack. I'm going to throw them on. Stove over here. Fell slug. Looks like a core slug on a plate over here. We're going to put that in the pot. Next tongue is over here. See how everything's lit up? Once you've done the basic cooking quests a few times, you get to really easily know where everything is. And you start to learn the rhythms. The challenge dish is fairly similar every day. Okay, vegetable medley. Gonna throw that in the pot. Gort slurry is in these little bottles over here. Throw that in the pot. Gonna gather up the ingredients, and then we're gonna add it to the freezer. Wait. So you can see when the quests are working, these ones aren't lit up anymore. So we add it to the end. Now for the champion one, this challenge dish, we need to add the 3 ingredients that aren't pepper. And it doesn't seem to matter which order you put them on. I like to mix it up. So the affluent revelers over there are the ones that you would throw food at for the food fight challenge. There we go. So normally there is some really quite fun music playing for these events, but because SWTOR uses Star Wars music, it tends to get copyright claimed on YouTube. So I've got the music turned off. But if you're curious, the new event music is actually available on the official SWTOR YouTube channel to listen to, and it is quite fun. There's 2 tracks that play when you do the Cantina Rush quest before it starts swapping out into classic Star Wars music. So we're going to do the Cantina Rush lunch service easy, which has 1 round and it's not too hard. So we've got 5 dishes here. I use the colors red, yellow, green, blue, purple as a way of remembering it. I find it easier than the shapes. Okay, so we've got green. You can carry up to 4 dishes at a time, but I find that 2 is the sweet spot in terms of speed. You get slower as you carry more plates, so I find that 2 works really well. Sometimes I'll grab 1 if it's really close and the other one is in the back of the room or something, but I do apologize if the camera swings around a lot. I find that it just helps to just keep a constant look around the room. And red and purple are next. I like to say the colours out loud because I find it helps me to remember, especially when there's more. So you'll see that the big circles around the dish symbols are changing colour. It starts out blue like that and switches to green, yellow, is it red and red? Green, yellow, and then it will get down to red when you're about to finish. And if it times off, then that counts as an error. Yellow and purple. If you accidentally pick up a colour you don't want, you can throw it in the waste bins that are right by the front, because carrying extra unnecessary food plates does slow you down, so it does help to get rid of any if you accidentally clicked. I always double check before I start heading out because it does really slow you down if you're carrying the wrong dish. Purple and blue. If you look inside the little room just behind the food counter, you can see the kitchen where you just did kitchen quests, which is quite fun. So we've got blue and green. I'm used to hearing the event music in the background, so it's kind of fun here, being able to better hear the all the characters cheering when you deliver their lunch. So I'm just clicking on the ones here in my ability bar to deliver it to the tables as I go. So you can see it's not too fast a pace. And doing 2 at a time seems to keep up well. By the time you're sort of heading back to pick up more, you can see what the next 2 will be. And there we go. There is a bonus for doing it perfectly without making any mistakes, in that you've missed a table where it's gone red and timed out. Gives you an extra 10 currency for the event, which isn't a lot, but it does help add up. Okay, so now we're going to do the hard one. This has 4 series and they progressively get faster and faster, so you do really need to stay on top of everything that's going on in the room and really remembering where everything is. As you can see here, this is the number of food to be delivered, and that's your error count. But I tend to keep my camera wide and high so I can see the whole room. So I just play till the quest finishes. I don't try and keep an eye on how many I've got to go. I just find it a bit distracting to check all the time. So you can see it's already just a little bit faster. Got purple and purple. When you have 2 that are the same, the tube comes down and you can just click on it just before the tube disappears to reveal the second plate of food. So you don't need to wait until it's visible to click on it and grab it. You can keep going with the little droid. Red and green. Okay. Purple and blue. It's always a little bit tricky when they're at opposite corners on the far ends of the room. But I find if you just keep track of the ones that are the oldest. Oops, I missed that one. Yeah. But it helps to stay on top. Red and red. Oh, both sides of the room. Okay. I do prefer it when they don't give you 2 of the same colour. It's a little bit easier to stay on top of things. And you can see this one is half done, but it still counts. Yellow and green. These ones are closer. Purple. You can hear the little chime that means that a new table has opened up, so it helps to keep an ear out when you know that another one's opening up. Red and blue. Purple. Purple and green. Green and blue. It does help to do the easy mode of this a few times before doing the hard mode. Just as sort of a practice. And with the with having to do each quest 3 times to do the weeklies. I think I've found that it's a good idea to play it on a few tunes. You do one of each quest each day and then you switch to the next tune so that you can keep going down the list and earn as many tokens as you can. Okay, so second course. If you're in the middle of delivering, it just automatically clears your plates, so you don't need to worry about like getting rid of them to start for this next course. And I like the fact that you can see the food delivered on the customers' tables when you've delivered. And the little rattle of your plates when you pick them up on your little serving droid here. Purple. And purple again. Flowers. And yellow. Blue and yellow again. The orders are showing up a little bit faster now, so it does help to pay attention to those coloured circles to figure out which one are the more important ones, which ones are going to expire sooner. Blue and blue. And usually, just when you think it's starting to get panicky, that's when the round is over. It's only round 2 at the moment. Green and yellow. Purple and blue. We've got purple and purple next. Being a little serving for when this event finishes. I've been doing this a lot during each day of the event. Okay, red. And green. Blue and red. Purple. Blue. Red and red. Oh, some backed up because we had quite a few in those back corners of the room. So I have to really stay on top of which one's the oldest ones here. and green. I was starting to get a little bit backed up. Okay, fourth course. This is the final round. Cue dramatic Star Wars music. Okay, yellow. Yellow and purple. Of course you can do the event and all the weeklies without doing the hard mode version of this Cantina Dash, but in order to get to the spicy legacy achievement and legacy title, you do need to do this one 25 times. So it is worth doing. Green and purple. And it does help catch up if you're trying to complete the weeklies faster, because if you need to do 3 Cantina Dashes, the easy and the hard modes both count, red and purple. So you can get 2 done in one day. Okay, red and purple. I wish my little guy would go just a little faster. Red and blue. Blue and green. Green and red. Phew! Here we go. And done. And that one also has a bonus for doing it perfectly without missing tables. You see we get an extra 20 prosperity tokens. And there we go. So those are all the quests. So if you see, it's still lit up to remind us to come back another day. But so we're all done for those ones. So now I am going to work on the story. So to start the story after the first opening scenes, we're going to talk to Gaborga the Abundant.
Nakmanoya Choski Nawi Kuchuzu, Yo Mata Chitoya. Mi Bonawa Tuipe, Te Bokbagwa Wanawanga. Kipuna Maletuta Odmishka Kabano Tasema. Rundi Kapa, Kyotopa, Pupanda Baka Mursanita. Chito Kaliska, Chanaga, Ompa Kombagni. Humtabe. Va Fopaji, Wanda Umpa, Murira Ampawula. Chiholo Kota, Jompa Ikafsu, Onare. Chiliska Chanaga Wani, Chikospa, Inikudade.
Okay, so we're going to go to Rishi. You can get to Rishi a couple of ways. You can either go to a Rishi stronghold and exit down, or you can go to your galaxy map. And you can see Rishi here, and then we're going to travel. So there's a couple of quests to do on Rishi, but they're not too hard or too long to do. And there are a couple of sort of, shall we say, light side, dark side options, depending on whether you want to threaten someone or whether you help them with a quest. So the first person we're going to talk to is this one here, Chick Burrs.
No cha power. Ra fapa. Gio wanta hompa muli. Ra bampaula. Mokili maklunki. Ni at ambompa boshuda. Yasa do ponyo is die water se gata domuti. Gaptula do bota dwana winki slimo. Poya tuka changa. Unda kavakio topa bubanda baka. Murishaneta. Chiliska chananga wa ninchi kospa. Inigo dade. Kiko bo kili. Otabunki donko. Pataga wata. Gaptula do bota dwana winki slimo. Poya tuka changa. Neompe botmalia bedwana nibobo. Che chopa guma. Negate kepioto.
So you've got the, it's in the cantina over here. So if you have the quick travel for the cantina open, it's a little faster to go there, or else you can just jump on one of your mounts and drive around the corner. If you take the Nova Blade option, the mobs are just outside the cantina, so that's an easy one. But I quite enjoy the stealing wine quest. It's a little bit different. You see, we come down here and there is an arrow marking for us to come to this area. And then once we're in the area, you can see that the wine is now clickable. So we're going to sneak, and we're going to steal the wine, which is kind of fun. So once we've done that, I'm just going to quick travel back to Raiders Cove. Just saves a little bit of time, but you can perfectly fine just to jump on your speeder.
Noya choski noe. Ko chuso yo mata chisoya. So bala wa wuni kupa. Tomti tak maki chisa. Kipona male tota ad mishka kabanotasema.
Okay, so once we've done that for him, we have another quest for Navoli. So she's at the top of this map, so this one's just easier just to speed her. Once you've done it a couple of times, you get to know where all the pathways are and the easiest way to get around. And you'll find Navoli at the end of this dock.
Nakmanoya choski nawi kuchusu yamata chutoya. Kipuna mali tutta od mishka kabano kaseme. Isop ta no pichonki kafuta chi otto pokise. Chidonka yilishka changanga babom pokon kalti. Kaptola to pata tuana wang kislimo poetai tukchachonga. No kavache ulwane kusi chinsi du noma. Chiho loktu chobot I kastu andale. Kaptola to pata tuana wang kislimo poetai tukchachonga. Nakmanoya choski nawi kuchusu yamata chutoya. Jiliska chanaga waning chikospa ini gutade. Hiasa te puni listo voto se gato to muti. Ukini makunki ni ato pompa poshuda.
So, as my girl's a Jedi, I selected the more light side option to help her. If you threaten her, you don't have to do this extra step. So we're going to go find the north-south-east water mains and repair them. It's easier if you just jump on a mount and make your way through this sort of underbelly area of the map. Here's the first one, and just clicking on it fixes it like that. Well, examines it. Is that one done?
Here.
Oops, and the crab's got too close. That's okay. So that's done. So go find a ramp up. So now we can see where we are. And we're going to return back to Navoli. After this, there is another short quest to do on Rishi, which also has a couple of options, deciding on how you want to play it with your character.
Wagamu. Rondikava kayo pitopa pupanda baka murishanita. Chubala waguni kupa, ton titak meki chusa. Hiasa te puni listo voto, se gato to muti. Kavaji otata koga uta no pisto pampa uta. Jiliska chanaga wanin chikospa ini gutade.
Okay.
Here.
Now we're going to do a short hollow call.
Niombi Udmalia Bedwana ni Bobo, Checho Paguma, Tiliska Chanagawani, Chikospa, Inikudade, Bokili Mokamki ni Atma Poshuda, Kompuya Bobo Tuanawanki Slemo, Boyatu Kapjanga, Chiholo Kota, Chompo di Kafsu, Onere.
Okay, so this part of the quest is over here. It's a little bit faster to take the quick travel to the Nova Blade Trade Depot. This particular Oro Bird quest has 3 sort of choices / outcomes depending on how you feel and the choices you want to make with your particular character. I've tried all 3 and it doesn't seem to have too much bearing long term in the story with the choices you make. It just gives a bit of variation with the way you want to play the event with your particular character. Lockbox. security chest. There's a fun little bonus to find. So you can see that there's a lot of aura beds in this area. Oops, I think I caught the... I'm just going to run past to get the... So this is the quest giver and it starts automatically.
What say quick say hoop gimakte gedai tunaskane. Get guys lang adex tanay baayix. Ginnen nanakstari aksun in kapos o. Books and gay kumsel kagenex kai. Ginnen nanakstari aksun in kapos o. Extag, that's good getan, dollar the get guys lang adex tanay baayix. Extag, that's good getan, dollar the knuckles. Ginnen nanakstari aksun in kapos o.
So this is the part where there's three options. Number 1, you don't take anything back. Number 2, you kill a Tronotron instead of the Aura Bird. Or option 3, you kill the Aura Bird. So because my girl's a Jedi, I'm going to go with not killing anything.
What say quick say hoop gimakte gedai tunaskane. Books and gay kumsel kagenex kai. Extag, that's good getan, dollar the knuckles. Get guys lang adex tanay baayix.
So you can see if you wanted to kill the Aura Birds, there's quite a few in the area. That person there's killing one already. And then if you want to do the Tonotrons, there's usually a couple spawning around here, but it looks like some people have taken those out. But they spawn fairly quickly. I'm just going to pick up the script. There we are. There's a Tonotron right there. Or you can go back to with nothing to Gaborga. So I'm going to use the activities window to go back to Nashidar pretty quick. We'll just quick travel to the promenade, then we'll talk to Gaborga. In the first week of the event, the Rishi section of the story was the only part available. Each of the 3 weeks they revealed / unlocked the next segment of the story. So if you played in the first week, you weren't quite sure where the story was going to go and whether these decisions would have a major impact on the next segment, which is sort of why I've waited to play my main. I wanted to see where the story was going to go before making decisions in case it ended up that I couldn't undo something.
Onawa tuipe te bokpagwa wadawanga. Ki asa topunyo lilitse moto sego totomote. Ni ompi budmalia pedwana ni bobo checho paguma. Ni ompi budmalia pedwana ni bobo checho paguma. Va fopaji wanda umpa mulira ampawula. Nakma noya choski nawi kuchusu, yo mata chitoya. Chiholo kota, chompa ikafsu, onare. Kompuria do bota do anawangi slemo. Boya tukatanga. Kirundi kapa. Kyotopa. Bubanda baka musanita. Ki asa toponyo. Lilitse woto. Sego todomoti. Tawaji otata. Koga utano ito pompaula.
Okay, so doing that first section of the storyline, you get 1,000 prosperity tokens. So, checking to see how much I've got 2,000, so not too much, too close. So once we've done the first section of the story, I'm going to come over to Duba. I'm going to do the second part of the story.
Nagula Juanduba. Muni. La Wampa. Then Wana Ubikira. Wati Boku. Tanko Padoga Lo. Mo Guto de Ompi. And Wana. Di Boba Chupa Uma. Kaka to Chastinau. Kuchusa. Yo Makta Chipam Kota. Chizaka. Kyotopa. Ubanga Bakawang. Then Wana Ubikira. Wati Boku. Tanko Padoga Lo. Yuna Lista Chananga. Wachi Kospa Ini Kontinga. Magusa Lopa. Junkie Baguta. Gioto India. Kuibani Yagatu. Hey, Bokato. Wana. Yes. Koyilista Chanaka. Bumba Kamchunga. Moki Maklok. Nyakta. Boba Boshuga. Takaka to Chastinau. Kuchusa Yo Makta Chipam Kota. Yona Lista Chananga. Wachi Kospa Ini Kontinga. Ben Wana Ubikira. Wati Boku. Tanko Padoga Lo. Kavatuta Nishkakama. No Tasamawatia. Yes. Koyilista Chanaka. Bumba Kamchunga.
Okay, so we're going to go to Miksha now for the quest A Dash of Kindness. Going to go to the galaxy map, Miksha, travel. So the Miksha quests, like Rishi, there's a couple of steps, a couple of things you have to do. But all in all, they don't take too long considering the amount of prosperity tokens you earn for doing these. 1,000 is a reasonable amount. It's slightly higher than doing the, say, the kitchen duty quest 3 times. So, once on Miksha, if you've never been here before, you can travel around by using the taxi.
Greetings. You
It
are
will
cleared
take
for the
you
following travel routes.
over here for
Be
1,000
safe out
credits.
there.
If you have been here before, you can just use the quick travel and go over to the Slugfall Harbour. Save yourself a few credits. And that's where you would land if you'd taken the speeder. So we're going to talk to this line cook.
Una Nakachu. Ne tutubuga. Matohumpa. Muli Rafavaba. Umpata titok makichisa chubala wawuni. Umpa bitwala ni bobo. Makipuna mali tuta o mishka. Toga wa ki ku bakili. Kusa mala chikuta, ikosa mose ala chuta. Koba ne puta, taise jeskusku. Hoya duka jange kapula. Kuchuso yumata chikotoya. Bagfra wanawaka, me bonawa di te utwipi. Ki casa da yakatoto.
Okay, so again, you can use the taxi to go to the red zone. I haven't been up there, so I don't have a quick travel open, so I'm going to use the taxi.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
To the refugee camp.
You'll be all right.
So we can see on the map, we're going to search down here, and fastest way is to just jump down. Once we're in the correct area, we're going to have a search quest button, and the chef isn't here, so we're going to go to the next section. So this area, there's some enemies. So we're going to take them out. Search the area, which spawned more enemies. Speeder. We're going to head to the third area to check. We go back up. You can see on the map it's just over here by these chicken crates. We're going to search. And here's our chef.
Jonu Luganda, Lamudu Odada, Justakun. Talwejek Urukupu Fuk Ulsugar. Perenentu qual. La Zatu Mun Zut Lujem Pretenden Untumakwen. Musutueg non Bushele Sigru, U Juriben Susensta.
So, finishing that conversation automatically quick travels you away. You don't need to travel yourself. And we're back here outside the Tonton State Company.
La Zatu Mun Zut Lujem Pretenden Untumakwen. Lu Ujipulu Tunku Muhaba Ukunet Mejeb Bala. Enswez Unda Metula Uwa Yoxede. Jonu Luganda Lamudu Odada Justakun. Ubude waralu ful kuleg ukunet ugustama akukuzaudu. Ulkul da mete julier fil pusuna jormulu o kaleg.
And then we've got a holocaust.
Lockbox trust me now. Kutusa no makta chipang pota. Wama oto shakoga hota bawa du pampa hula. Yoda lista chananga. Wachi kuspaini kontika. Mokili maklonki. Yakda babo sugar.
So now we've got 3 packages to deliver. The first is just around the corner, inside the Slugfall Cantina.
Suzuka neko higa, Navoli. Muli rana chupa panado. Mia gransha muli latinka. Basta waho taga hopi. Miksa takani.
So the next 2 are on the next map over, and it's not too far away. So sometimes I quick travel, sometimes I just get on my speeder. And it's over the bridge. So come over here.
Boma wanka tuske o wana wada suke kupa. Pazda wa hota hagwadobe. Tomta zozanito higana nolea okata auza zulus. Tomta zuza cheskopokuta klis kata kadawata.
Oh, that's nice. So now we're going to deliver the 3rd package. So just tend to try and avoid this mob here because they can hurt a little bit. And if you've got AoEs, you will snag this mob in as well. So because my girl can, I'm just going to stealth around the corner a little bit. I'm going to talk to him from behind.
Tapeska kukapambiwata. Potenya nucha nupata. Japtingwampa. La hagua jekoska paso do bisca. Mindiya yobana pihota. Tula mustaki trita nini tatnura ulia witiba. Hopo mawanka tuzuska udwana wada suka kupa.
Okay, so now we have to return to Duba. So I'm going to use the activities window again and quick travel in Nashida. Traveling over to the promenade now. going to talk to Duba.
Shizaka, Kyoto, Mubanda Bakawanka. Mo goto ne ompi, and wana di boba chupa uma. Waf mula de boto, wana wanki bata, yatuka luka. Yuna liska chananga, wachi kospa ini kontinga. Ben wana ubikira, wati boku, tanko patoga lo. Mokili maklonki, nyakta, bopa boshuda. Magusa lopa, chunky faguta, ji oto India. Mogoto de ompe, and wana, di boba chupa uma.
With that, we've finished the second part of the story. So now we see that both Gaborga and Duba have quest icons. So it's up to you as to which one you feel like you want to align with. Gaborga tends to be the little more Empire aligned one, and Duba tends to be more for the Republic. So because my girl is a light side Jedi, I'm going to talk to Duba.
Chizaka, Kyoto, Mubanda Bakawanki. Kagututa Mishkakama, no Tasamawatina. Mo goto ne ompi, and wana, di boba chupa uma. Oh, how to win your knees, your water. Magusa lopa, chunky faguta, ji oto India. Chizaka, Kyoto, Mubanda Bakawanki. Nagula Jinanduba, Smoothie, Rawa Wampa. Wama Oto, Jakoga, Hota Pawa, Dupampa Wula. Yuna Liska Chananga, Wachi Kospa Ini Kontinga. Waf mula de boto, wana wanki pata, yatuka luka. Chapo utman isa, chabon, ikafuan chawa. Maklon, nyakta, bopa boshuda. Ben wana ubikira, waki boku, tanko patoga lo. To how to win your knees, your water. Si goto ubi. Wama oto jakoga, hota pawa du pampa wula. Yuna lista chananga, wachi kospa ini kontinga. Kagututa mishkakama, no Tasamawatina. Jabon, Utman Isa, Chabon, Ikafuan Chalawa. Yes, Konyiliska Chanaka, Bumbakam Chinta. Patoga Chimula, Kaka tu Chastina, Kuchusa, Yo Makta Chipam Ota.
So after doing that, we have the future of the feast. So we have to find 3 recipe datacrons: Voss, Onderon, and Tatooine. So you can get to these planets via your galaxy map, or Voss you can also get to by your activities window. So that's what I'm going to do first. If you choose to support Gaborga as a dark side or an imperial character, you are tasked with finding ingredients on these 3 planets. Generally, the ingredients you have to, the the first one on Voss is ones you have to kill, and again on Onderon you have to kill some beasts to get it, and then the one on Dantooine is like vegetables. You can just you just find them. So on this one, the Voss Datacron is in the Cantina. So if you have the quick travel, you can just go to the Voss Cantina, or you can just grab your speeder and drive there. It's not too far. So if we're in the Cantina, you see that there's a shelf at the bar, and this is what the holocrons look like. Recipe Datacron. Yeah, so we found that one. The next one is on Onderon, so let's travel to Onderon. I generally find the Datacron quests a little bit faster than the food gathering quests, but it really just depends on which hut you want to align with. To get the achievements for the game, you need to have at least one character align with each hut so that you can unlock the titles and the achievements for supporting both Duba and Gaborga. And you can't get on your speeders in these landing areas on Onderon, so you've just got to run. So we can see the Datacron is up in this top area. You're down here, so you can take a speeder up to Forest Encampment if you want to. The speeder is just around here, and it's kind of fun, so I'll show you what it looks like.
Vehicle paths are currently open for business.
It shows this one, but this one is actually closer, so Republic Forest Camp.
Have a safe and pleasant
And you
stay.
go on the Fleuron. I think that's so pretty. It's a shame sometimes that you don't get the full traveling animations like you did on Alderaan, but I know why they cut them short, because the Alderaan travel is quite long, but it's pretty. I like the Fleurons. So we're going to go find the recipe Datacron, and in my experience it's always been in the same place, which is just here by this big sort of ship engine part.
Feel better.
Okay, so we've got that one, and now we are going to go to Dantooine to find the third Datacron. So there aren't many useful travel points here on Dantooine, but the map isn't very big. So we're just heading over here to this cluster of buildings, and it's just inside the sort of southeast building on a table, so it's pretty easy to find. If you haven't already, there are a few quests in this area that you can do in the sort of off season. See, and that person just got the holocron, so you'll be able to see it's not a very long respawn time to wait for them to show up again. There we go. There we go. And now we've got a holocron call. Holocom.
Kakatu chastinau, kutusa no makta chipang pota.
Okay, so now we are going back to Nashida. So once again, using the activities to travel back to Nashida. It's a little bit of planet hopping, but it does give a bit of variety. And this next part of the quest is quite fun. There are a few sections of the game where you can control droids and things like that, and I find them particularly fun. So we heard mention of a mouse droid to keep an eye on what's going on in the kitchen during this cooking competition. So let's go see what we have to do. We're nearly finished with the story part, and as you can see, I've got a few dailies to finish off, and they will reset with enough time for me to do them a couple of times each before the end of the event finishes. So if we come over here, this is where we would do our cooking quests. We can see that there's a new terminal here. So now we are a little mouse droid in the serving area. So we can see that there are malfunctioning server droids. So we're going to use our reboot droid ability, and we're going to fix them. And you just need to do that 3 times. You can keep going, but it doesn't really sort of do anything extra. So once you've done 3, it says enter the kitchen. So we're going to click on this little port, and now we're in the kitchen, and oh no, we can see equipment is broken. So this, we're just going to click on it, and our little mouse droid is going to fix the equipment in the kitchen. There we go. Everything's all... You can see this is the same map as where you do your cooking quests, which is kind of fun. Your little mouse droid. And now we're going to go up here, click on it, which will exit the kitchen. So, being a mouse droid does put your companion away.
You can't?
So we can just pull that companion back out. So now we can return to Duba. I'm going to talk to the head judge.
Umpa kompo nichi toncha ilishka changa. Wandhumpa molarapa popa gipampaula. Jikopsa ingu dachi liska chanskawa. Pampaula kavki ji otata kocha huta no pisto.
So Duba was declared the winner.
Nagula Juanduba. Muni Rama Tawampa. Wama Oto Shakoga Hota Pawa du Pampaula. How to Punyo is Yawoto. Si Goto.
So that's the third and final part of the Feast of Prosperity story, feature of the feast, and it gives us another 1,000 tokens. So now that we've done that, we can click on these, and it says title Anaria the Abundant, and over here Anaria the Magnanimous. So once you've done the sided with either Gaborga or Duba, those title quests will appear and you can just click on them with everybody. And that person just used a food launcher to splatter me with food, and you can see as I run I'm covered in leaves, which is kind of fun. So now that we've done the quests, we're going to have a look at some of the decorations. Now I have set up some of the decorations up in my stronghold, so we're going to go have a look at them. I have managed to buy at least one of each of the different decorations. I'm trying to earn as many as I can before the event finishes, because there's no guarantee that the vendors will still be around afterwards. So let's go have a look upstairs at my Feast of Prosperity room that I've built. So it's rather busy because I decided to make it look like a busy Feast of Prosperity event. So I'm going to start at the top of the room. So over here we have Duba's Guard and Duba's Protector. You can see Duba's Guard is a male body type and the Duba Protector is a female body type. They are personnel and they fit on a floor small or medium narrow. So that's fun. I've got some set up on either side of the room. The other personnel we have is a Refreshments Probe. It has a name title that doesn't go away, which is a little bit of a shame. I do like the NPC personnel that don't have title nameplates, but that's fine. I've tucked him by the doors. So he's got a little tray with drinks on it, which looks fun. And then the other personnel I've put over here. So this one here is the Ugnaught Feast Celebrator, and he paces. He's kind of like the Rick the Quick companion that you can get. And this one here is the Dichuria Feast Celebrator. We recognize that species from the Nightlife event. There is a quest giver that has that same face shape. So then up at the front of the room we have these food tables. In the game that we play in the Cantina Rush, there are 5 food tables that we sort of divvy out, food platters. In terms of decorations, there are 4. There is this one with the Vel Slug, this one with sort of sorted vegetables, this one that's more sort of fruit orientated, and then this one which is a glue shroom stew. And I've just repeated them to make a nice little grid of 9. They come on these couplets that fit on a nice small, and each one comes with sort of a matching drink, so it makes a fun grid. So over here we have the slightly larger setup with a table that has 3 on it. If we have a look at that, that is called the Meal for 3, which fits on a floor medium narrow, and you can sort of rotate it, but it's the most sort of kitchen-like, and if you set it up close to small hooks you can put some chairs around it. It's quite fun. So over here we have these really big tables. Now this is the feast spread, which includes some ginormous fruit and vegetables. I think that's quite fun, and you can see I've stacked up on those. They're quite big. I like the addition of having a lot of food. So after that there are some individual ones. This one here is a basket of root vegetables, a basket of vegetables, and a basket of fruit. and this one costs a few more tokens, and as you can see it costs a little, it's a bit bigger for the cost, which is good. I quite like these small ones though. They all fit on small hooks, so you can stash them around places. The fourth one of these small food ones is this crate of grain. So it's kind of like a fine texture, and that one also fits on a small hook. So I've got some there and over here, and you can see the food here as well. They look quite fun. So over here on both sides I have put up the 2 disguise terminals. So this one has got food all over it and sort of a wooden base. It's quite fun, and it's got some trees on it. It's a great decoration. So if we activate it, we see that we are now a Wookiee chef, complete with hat, which is fun. And we've got a bunch of abilities, complete with sound. So we can pretend that we're a Wookiee chef over here, cooking, celebrating the Feast of Prosperity. So I'm going to remove the disguise, and we'll have a look at the other one. That puts us back. So this terminal has got food and drink on the base, and a slightly more sort of standard blue terminal. And this one we click on the floor. And now we are the little serving droid that we played in the Cantina Dash levels. So it's a little red astromech complete with golden serving tray. So we can put plates on just as if we were in the game, which is fun. And then we can remove all the plates. And so what's Cantina Chop? Ah, that's fun. It's Cantina Chop. So it makes that same noise that the chef droid did in the kitchen, which is kind of fun. And it's got that same sort of noise that the serving droid had. And it was such a fun addition to my Feast of Prosperity room. And I'm back. And so there was also these posters that I believe say Bog's Bounty Banquet Hall, something like that. It's the title of the when you do the kitchen, the Cantina Rush one. So there's a purple one here with a Velslug sort of platter and purple theming, and then over here I have the yellowish one which has more of the vegetables on it, which is quite fun. They are a little smaller than one might think, especially compared to other posters. They fit on a sort of half-size hook. They don't fit on the big ones. So I've put them low down so I can see them a little better. But yeah, so that's the main decorations from the event, and I've just fleshed it out with a few other fun things just to make it look like a busy feast room, with my Cantina Bar from the nightlife event. If you've ever wondered, there's a fun little thing with this bar. It gives you a buff, and something funny happens if you get your buff up too high. I'll show you what happens, just because I accidentally discovered this one day. So you have 3, hydration 3, hydration 4, Hydration 5. Not sure why it kills you, but it's kind of funny. So it says taking a drink from the well, 53 seconds, feeling speedy. So not sure, but I thought that was a fun bonus thing. So as well as the decorations, we have some of the toys. So we'll click on this and we'll show you what happens with the food launcher. So it fires much like the snowball cannon from the Life Day event. It's very similar. So the overstuffed food sack puts on a backpack stuffed with food on your backpack. So if we run around, we can see that food drops out of your backpack. It lasts for about a minute. I think it's 60 seconds. And it's just a fun toy. It just sort of turns off when it finishes. But it's a lot of fun. And it works if you've got speeders. It stays on you, which is fun. So you can see the food still drops off as you run on your speeder. So it's fun. It kind of doesn't get overridden by speeders. And it still kind of drops when you're standing still as well. The other toy we've got is Meditative Satiation, which again works if you've got your backpack on. And it gives like a little hollow projector of fruits and vegetables as you sit and meditate about food and the feast. So that's fun. So I will preview this outfit. As others have noted, the bottom half isn't as fun, particularly if you have a wide stance. It gets a little bit messy down the bottom, but the top pieces are really quite well done. I love the detail on the sort of decorative ornaments hanging off the outfits, and especially in the back, all the little different sort of coloured trinkets and maybe spices. They're fun. And the hat is great if you want hoods that don't make your character look bald. A lot of hoods take your hair away to display properly, but then they leave you with this kind of space around your face that is clearly your hair is missing. But this one is nice and close to the face, so it's a great option if you want a hood. I've actually put this whole outfit on a different character, and I put the handmaiden bottom half with it because it actually matches fairly well. Oops. I will look it up to show you what it looks like. So the colours match pretty well. Because the handmaiden is white, it takes the dyes pretty well to match a different colour. So I have this set up on another character, and she has a specific dye in it as well. And I'll just show you what my favourite dye is for this set. I like the Force Trainee dye. So I have this set up on another of my characters. I think the colours really go well with the blue. The blue of these sort of shells is a little bit lighter in reality. Just a little bit different. But it's a really neat set. I love all the details from this new sort of, it's almost cartel market level quality. So that's really quite fun. Then the other one that we have is the Feast Ingredient Transport. So let's have a look at this. Okay. So we can see it is similar to other sort of load lifter vehicles in the game. It's slightly different colour. The other ones have a slightly more greenish tint, and on the back we can see it has all these plates of food like the ones that we've been delivering in the game, like the Vel Slug and the vegetables in that. It's really quite fun. It's quite good if you've got characters that have skirts, and characters like the Nortolans and Twi'leks don't have any issues with the back. If you have a full skirt, it does tend, robes tend to blow back a little bit and clip this bar, but it's a pretty good one for most classes and body types. It is really quite a neat speeder. I've equipped it on a few people. I quite enjoy it. So I think that was it. I'll show you the chef's hat as well. So the chef's hat doesn't die. It stays white no matter your outfit, which makes sense. Chef's hats are white. It has an ear cutout, so it looks a little odd on certain species. It has this kind of grill plate bit on the back, but I've seen some people put some really fun outfits together with this hat. A lot of people running around. So the emotes, we have there is a Feel the Groove, which is a dancing one. That's one of the dances from this event. Then the other one is, let's see, gotta remember where they put. It's a Toast of Prosperity. So you kind of toast a few times and then you take a drink, which is fun. So I'll show that again. Toast, toast, take a drink, and toast again. Then there is the third one, is, I'll have to find it. I forgot to check where it is. It's not a... Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's overeat, where you kind of bend over like you've had a bit too much festive food. And then of course we have 2 titles. These are character titles, so you have to unlock them on each person with tokens. Well Seasoned Anaria Zarel and Anaria Zarel, the Finest Ingredient. So they're fun. And in the events, we see added spiciness, which is adding pepper 75 times, mastered the Cantina Rush, which is 25 times, and mastered the cooking missions, which is also 25 times. So that's the hard Cantina Rush and the sort of challenge level cooking missions, and that rewards the legacy title Spicy. This is the food throw-in, where you, while you've got a throwable food, you throw it at the people in the cantina, but it doesn't give you a legacy title. There is also a third hidden achievement. It is, I don't have to put up with this, but at this point no one's been able to definitively confirm how to achieve that one. So if you do everything, you get the legacy title Galactic Chef, but unfortunately no one quite knows how to do that one yet. So if I go to my legacy title, I can select Spicy, the Finest Ingredient. I quite like the Well Seasoned one, so I'm going to leave that Well Seasoned Spicy. So I really enjoyed this event, and I'm definitely going to be playing it on as many turns as I can to try and get as many decorations as I can, and speeders and pets. Oh yes, the pets, I forgot. Okay, so we've got the put them here? No, so the pets. Gotta find them. The earthen thurb. So it's a funny sort of almost toad looking little creature with several eyes. It's got some good detail on it with some spikes. He's quite cute. And the other one is the Hairless Mudhorn, inspired by The Mandalorian. And he's very cute. He's got great big eyes and one big horn. So I've bought this pet on all of my bounty hunters because I had to. So they've all got baby mudhorns. So that is pretty much it for the event. I am going to go and do all the dailies as many times as I can. I really enjoyed the Feast of Prosperity event. It's a new annual event, so we won't be seeing it again until late next year, but I'm really enjoying it as the addition to sort of these repeating events like the casino event that happens in the middle of the year and the Life Day event that happens around Christmas time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little run through of the story and the rewards of this event, and may the force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the force be with you.